Welcome back to the Buffalo Plus YouTube page. I'm Jenna Cottrell, Dan Fates, Mike Catalana. First of all, if you enjoy our content, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. It really does a lot for us. We always appreciate all the love as well. If you have any comments as well, likes, we always love to see that. Before we start, we're going to get into it. Let's do the Dolphins and the Bills. We'll have our predictions as well as what we expect for the score. But we celebrated a birthday on Buffalo Plus, and it's Dan Fates. And in honor of Dan Fates, Mike and I have a little tribute. Hold on.
It's a good-looking team.
Wow.
It's a good-looking Buffalo Plus team.
The
sport coat, hoodie, Orlovsky, or as we call it now, the Fates look.
Yeah. It's no longer Orlovsky. How's my fit, Dan? What do you think?
It looks great. You guys look like $1 million. A very stylish Buffalo Plus team.
Honestly, you're kind of bringing us down right now.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah. Well, we had somebody comment on one of our videos that they don't like it whenever I speak. That was a comment.
People need to be nicer to Dan.
Matthew. Come on, man.
Matthew.
Come on.
People also always think that I'm high. I'm not high. It's just my eyes. I can't help it. Mike, everyone loves you, though, so you're good.
Yeah, they just call me old.
We do that too, though.
I'm sorry. That's you two that call me old.
That's true. That's fair. All right, let's talk about it. The Bills going for their 7th consecutive time to beat the Dolphins. They're 13.5-point favorites on Sunday. Dan, birthday boy, we'll start with you. What are your picks and predictions?
I just think that this is the bye coming at the right time. I know it's a lot of players talked about and media said like it's so hard that they now have to sit on that loss in Nashville for this extra time. But I think it's also a good time to get away, to reassess what they did wrong. It gives them extra time. Sean McDermott 4-0 coming out of byes. I think the Bills get right. Look, I know the big thing we talk about is their red zone inefficiency to score touchdowns, especially against the Titans. They went 2 for 5. Mike, Jenna, they're still scoring 33.8 points per game. Yeah. Like this is a team that is rolling right now offensively. They've hit a couple speed bumps in the red zone. Still think the Bills put up 38 points in this one. I think they win like 38-20. They're 13.5-point favorites. I think they cover that easily. I think this game goes over. Rain is in the forecast, but I just don't see this Dolphins team, who has so much turmoil going on around it, coming close to this Bills team coming out of a bye.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think this is, and we talked about it earlier, like the get right game for the Bills. Look, they had that tough loss, and obviously it was a tough one to swallow. Like them losing right at the end of the game, I think about a year ago when they lost in Arizona, and it was one of those plays right at the end of the game. But I feel like this one is not as emotional, maybe. Like I feel like the week off, they had time to reflect, but I feel like this one doesn't sting as much. But that being said, like the Bills are just a better team. There's more talent to go around. There's Josh Allen. Like we joked about how Josh Allen wins the AFC Offensive Player of the Week every year, at least once when he plays the Dolphins. And like he didn't win it in week 2, so he's got to be due now. Allen has owned the Bills. I don't expect that to be different. Yeah, it could rain, but I have the Bills winning 38-17, I think. 38-17.
Not high.
And, yeah, a lot to a little, Mike, is what I would call it.
All right, Jenna, I'm going to correct you. Your score is 38-14.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because
so even less points.
I remember what you pick. Here's the way I look at that loss to the Titans. I think it really bothered them for a couple of days. And then I think most of those players are like, all right, I need a break. This is my one break during the year.
Yeah.
They took some time, and then they got not angry, anxious. Like they want to be back. Like that loss. Yeah, they're past the game itself. They'll try to correct the things that went wrong in that game. They're past that, but they're eager to get back on the field. And we look and say, well, they've only played 6 games, but you guys know it's 6 games. It's the preseason. It's training camp. Like a little bit of a break. Even coming off that loss, I think to Dan's point, it's a good thing. It came at a good time. I think they'll be just fine. And they are playing a Dolphins team that does not match up with them. And you talk about that turmoil because it's like, you know, they don't know what's happening with their coach. They don't know if they're going to make a trade for Deshaun Watson. They know Tua's trying his best, but seems to be the odd man out one way or the other with this franchise. And I just don't think they're good enough. They could rely on their defense last year. They can't now. The Bills lit them up for 56 at the end of last year, had a bad offensive game and scored 35 against them down in Miami. They're a much better team. I've got them winning the game 38-13. I don't think it's a close one at all. And I don't think it's a game that just becomes a blowout. One thing Miami does do well, that the scripted plays early have been pretty
opening
good
drives
for them.
Yeah.
Opening drives. So, we could see that, but I don't expect it. I think Bills are going to be jacked up to play, and I think they're going to jump all over them.
Well, like the Dolphins. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, Mike, you talked about how a team, they got angry and anxious, right? After that, I wonder if after watching Sunday's games this past week on the bye, I wonder if they now don't feel as bad about the Titans' loss, seeing what they did to Kansas City. But not only that, I still think that if the Bills were to say the loss that we're most disappointed about. Now, granted, that game in Nashville came down to one play. They were still exponentially worse against the Steelers.
Yeah,
like
no
that
doubt.
Steelers game. That Steelers game didn't come down to one play. Like they were bad in all phases in that Steelers game. So again, talk about how you bounce back. The Bills bounced back from the Steelers loss. They had some extra time, but I still look for them to bounce back in a big way.
Yeah. And you said Sean McDermott is 4-0 after the bye. Dan, what do you make of Tua? Because he's coming off a career game, 4 touchdown passes for him. Like they lost 6 games straight. It's like if you looked at the box score, you'd be like, oh, not a bad game. But obviously when you watch, it just looks different.
Yeah. He makes 1 or 2 plays a game that make you go like, what? And it's not even the fun Josh Allen experience laddering the ball down midfield. It's just he gives the other team the ball. Like he will just shoot he will shoot himself in the foot 2 times a game. So that's where it's still at. And like I said, he led them back. They were down 13 points in the fourth quarter on Sunday against the Falcons. Now, Matt Ryan knows all about how to blow big leads, and he tried his hardest to falcon that game. But obviously, the Dolphins gave it back. And that's where I just didn't think, and I talked about it on the Buffalo Plus show on Thursday nights, that I think this team is a prisoner of their success last year. I just think that them winning 10 games gave them unrealistic expectations going into this season. And it's just not there. The roster's not as good. Don't listen to what Sean McDermott says about how talented this roster is. They're not talented. And right now, they're not well coached either.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. They do have talent in that secondary. I think Xavier Howard's a really good player.
Yeah.
But, great. Every team in this league has talent at some spots. I just think they've been poorly done. I think Greer's in trouble as the GM. I don't know if this group's going to get another chance in Miami. And on this channel, you can see an interview I did with Will Manso down in Miami, and he just talked about apathy setting in down there. And you know what it's like. Like down there, you got to win. People are from all over, and I know there's a lot of loyal Dolphin fans around the country, but in Miami, they'll just pay attention to the Heat, go to the beach, do whatever, and they're starting to lose everybody. And the funny thing is, I think the fans like Tua. He is a very likable guy, and a good team guy, and all those things. And it's good. It would be weird if you make this trade now, and you bring in Deshaun Watson with all that baggage. And so I don't know what they're going to do. By next Tuesday, we'll all know. Yeah. But it does appear to be, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Miami, and it'll be next week. So we'll see.
I heard a quote over the weekend that said, expectations are dangerous. I can't remember where I heard it. But I think of this Dolphins team and how, coming into the season, the thought was, this is a team that's going to compete with the Bills for the division, and Buffalo has to watch out and all these things. And to see the way their seasons have gone, it's pretty shocking, but at the same point, Mike, how much is Brian Flores to blame?
Oh, he is to blame. He's not a great head coach. He's not. Look, when your personality is like Brian Flores and you're winning, you look like in control, ready to go. When you're losing, you look like you have no idea what you're doing. He's very, stoic and laid back. I shouldn't say laid back. That's not the wrong word. Just sort of, he doesn't sound like he's enthusiastic. And when you look at them, let's not compare him to the Bills. Let's compare him to the Patriots. And it's not like the Patriots have been great.
Yeah.
But Bill Belichick can coach.
Fight. Yeah.
And he's gotten good play out of I was going to say Daniel Jones. Mac Jones. And I was saying, I talked about this on the show Thursday night, the difference in how you handle a quarterback. Look, they had Brady there for 20 years, but
Right.
Mac Jones has gotten all the support. Teammates, coaches, GM, they're all on board with him. Tua hasn't gotten that. And Dan, I was thinking of this. If you don't make the Deshaun Watson trade, so now he's with you the rest of what could be an awful year.
Damage has been done.
It is, right?
The damage has been done, exactly. And like I said, last year I think the plan was to play Fitzpatrick for 9, 10, 11 weeks, get Tua his feet wet at the back half of the season. But then they won some games. And then they were like, crap, what do we do? Because we're going to have Houston's pick and all of these things. It got sped up. And at every single turn, they made the wrong decision on how to handle Tua, to the point where the media has to ask Tua, do you feel wanted in Miami? And his response is, I don't not feel wanted, which is like saying, no, I'm not. And again, we talked about it over and over again. There was never any time. Once Josh Allen was the guy, he was the guy.
He was the guy.
Win, lose, or draw, bad game, good game, he's our guy, and we're going with him. The Dolphins coaching staff, front office has not said that. That is not what Flores has done, and that's a problem. Last year it was one thing, competing. I think at times Fitzpatrick did give them the best chance to win. Yeah. And I said last year that the locker room loved and respected their coach who just wanted them to win. Best chance to win, we're going to do it. I don't care who it is at quarterback, we're going to win the game. Now, when you're doing that and you're indecisive and you're not winning, like Mike said, it's a problem. And it's a big one in Miami.
And look at him comparing the two. I mean, in this case, man, they stood there and looked up at the Patriots for all those years and waited for their opportunity. And now they've seen the Bills just jump right by them. Yep. So Miami's got a lot of decisions to make. Could they come in and play well Sunday? Sure. It happens. I don't expect it. The Bills have owned them over the last few years, and they're going to own them again on Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be quite I was going to say interesting game, but I'm curious to see like how this Dolphins team does show up, because a desperate team can be a tough team to play. Yeah. Like we've seen that before, but at the same point, I feel like I'm just curious how they will show up. And
Mike makes a really good point. Their opening drives the last 2-3 weeks, Tua has looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then the whole game has gone downhill after that. I think they've had back-to-back weeks with opening drives of 75 yards and a touchdown, and you're like, hey, Tua looking pretty good. And then you look back at the game and it's 21-7, the other team. And you're like, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So
all right. Well,
and that's coaching. That's in-game adjustment.
Yeah. No, that's a huge piece of it. Definitely. All right. Well, we will be at the game. Dan and I will be at the game.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time ever
since Elmira.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I will be back at the station this week.
We'll be getting his hoodie ready for.
Yeah, I got to get some different hoodies. Though this is Innovations hoodie. Innovations is a company my family makes some milk products and some things you may
shout out Carolina Farms.
Oatly. Yeah, not farms. Oatly.
Yeah.
Oat milk. Look, we're so advanced. I mean, seriously.
Oat milk.
I say we.
I was gonna say.
I don't have anything to do
Cumberland
with it.
Dairy,
I just got
right?
the sweatshirt.
Cumberland
Excuse
Dairy?
me. I got the hoodie.
That's true. Hoodie.
Yeah.
This was from Goodwill, so just trying to do my best Dan Fates impression.
That's
all right,
it.
we'll be at the game on Sunday. We'll have plenty more coverage covering up. Be sure to check it out. That interview that Mike did with Will, help me say his last name, Mike. Manso in Miami is great. Definitely check that out. That's a great.
It's a lot about the Bills too. It's about the Bills and the perception from Miami.
Yeah.
Which I thought, he's been down there since '99. He had pretty good take on the way Dolphin fans feel.
Yeah.
And they're jealous of you, Bills fans. Very jealous.
I know. What a spot to be in. All right. For Dan and Mike, I'm Jenna. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. We hit 10K recently. That's been huge for us. So we really appreciate it. We'll do the Josh Allen thumbs up. We really appreciate all the support. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel.